Yeah.
Yeah, since these ones are practical, what we're going to do, I'm going to I'm going to do without you practicing. Like I showcase as I record. Then I share the video, then as you're practicing, you can keep referring to the video. So they may not be so long because it involves a lot of things. So we may do like 40 minutes or like 1 hour. Yeah.
It's, it's fine. All right.
Yeah. So SketchUp is what we use to come up with like architectural impressions, but you can use any other software, but we decided to use this. Yeah. So when you open it, this is a screen you're going to see at first. There is home, there is LAN. LAN may have some like tutorials in case you want to get like from official SketchUp to you may have a forum campus. It's good to join or read through the forum and get to know which issues people are facing, all the solutions they're having. When you come back to home, up here you see it is saying create new model. Yeah, but you see it will have this is like a view and the unit. So this is simple inches, architectural millimeters. They are not templates, it's just a default view when you open. So what you should only worry about is the units, but they can still be changed later on. So when you click on more templates here, it will show you like all of them. Yeah, but like I said, this is just default view. It's not that this is the one to be selected. As long as you select the right um units. Then down here it will show the recent files. Yeah, these are like recent files that I've worked on. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to go with our architectural and let's use millimeters. Yeah, so I'm going to click
Okay.
this. Yeah, since you have in 2025, the interface, no, the interface may look similar, but just I think the default object which is there is different, like a man, but still the same thing. Yeah, so as it is opening, yeah, what we're going to learn today is for SketchUp, it can be used to do 2D. It can be used to do 3D. So today we're going to learn mainly how to do 2D shapes. And these are the main things. Like SketchUp doesn't have a lot of tools, but it can be very, like so much practical. So you have to learn like from the start. Those small things are the ones that come up with that help to come up with the big ones. Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is to save. So I'm going to come to File, then go to Save As. Yeah, then I can save it where I want. I want to save it here. Then it will be saved at .skp. Sometimes if you have 2025 and you save and share with me with 2024, it's not that it can't open, but it can tell me that it will open a read-only file, then I can save later on. So yeah, that can be a limitation, but usually sometimes, especially when you are exporting instead of saving, it can give you options to like save in other models. But for now, it's okay. You can go with the default SKP. Then we saved. So
I
this
can
is
actually
just a
download
default
24.
object.
It
Pardon?
can't take me long. I can actually download. I'm going to download 24 just to be on the.
No, you can sell on 25. It's
Oh, okay.
okay. Yeah. You can sell on 25. I may upgrade mine.
Okay.
Yeah, so select this default object that it comes with. So you maybe have like a man. So you can select it, tap delete, go away with it. Yeah. Then at first it may not look like this. So let me show you how yours may be looking like this. Yeah, like that. So what you do, you right click after these icons, right click. Then you want to tick large tool set. So the large tool set puts the tools on the left, here to the far left. So you can easily access them. Still, you can access them on the top, but this is better. Then another thing you may not be having is here, you may not be having what they call a default tray on the right. So what you do, you come to Window, go to default tray, then it's a short tray. And you may find that yours is not having a lot of these. All you have to do is come to window, default tray, then you go on ticking one by one. If let's say it doesn't have shadows, default tray doesn't have overlays, maybe it doesn't have also outliner. And this is a default tray. So you just come to window, default tray, then you start ticking. When you tick shadows, they get added here. Those are tools we shall use later on. So the default tray is more like having properties of what you're doing. Yeah, so you can collapse and expand the different parts. You can see this is entity information. We don't have anything selected it and it's saying no selection. Yeah, so it's like it lists the properties of what we've selected or what we're drawing. Yeah, so now we have these axes. We have the blue axis, then we have the green and the red. And these are very important as a drawing. Yeah, so we have tools up here that help us. This is Orbit tool. I'll show you later on how you use the mouse Orbit, but for now we shall be using these tools. You can select the Orbit tool, then you left click and hold, then it will help you to like change the viewing angle. This Orbit. Yeah, then the pan tool just helps you to move everything. Like you're not like moving from one place to another, just moving your drawing area. You left click and hold, then you'll be able to pan. Yeah. Then then this is a selection tool that we use so much. In case you don't have any tool active, just let the selection tool to be active. Otherwise, if you leave other tools active, when you go to do something, you may think you are selecting, yet you are applying a different tool. Yeah. So we are going to start by drawing just a line, and we see. So drawing a line, we come here, we have a line tool. This is a line tool, so you can click on it. Then you can come anywhere I want to start drawing from. So I want to start drawing from here. So when I move this, you can see it can have different colors. Now it has black. When I try to move, let's say there, it tends to green. Here changes to red. Up here changes to blue. So what that means is that it is parallel to that axis. So if it is red, it is parallel to the red axis. If it is green, it is parallel to the green axis. If it is blue, it is parallel to the Z axis. And for now, we should be drawing all shapes, all lines, they have to be parallel to one of the axes to avoid issues. Yeah, because if you draw it when it's not parallel to any of them, this would have been drawn like in the air and everywhere, and it will be hard for you to create shapes. So make sure it is always parallel to any of the axes. You just move the cursor, then you see green. When you're on the keyboard, there are some arrows on the keyboard. Those four arrows, the one that is facing up, right, left, mainly those, the downer one, we don't use it. So if I press the right arrow, it forces it to be parallel to the X. So you can see even if I move my cursor around, I just single place the right arrow on the keyboard. So that fixes it to be parallel on the X-axis. If I press the left one, it fixes it to be parallel to the green axis, which is more like Y. If I press the upper one, the one that is facing up, it forces it to be parallel to the Z axis. So that can help you just to be not to over be careful as you're doing. Yeah. Then you can click to confirm that the line ends here, or you can type. So if you look at the far right here, when we change the line, this will be changing. Yeah, but when you want to specify things, you don't need to bring a cursor here. You just type. So whenever you see that that is changing, I can just type and say, I want a line of 4 meters, which is 4,000, and I press enter, and it will stop there. Then I can change now to the green axis, and I say, I want a line of 3 meters. Press enter, turn back to the red axis, again 4, then I can turn back here with a 3. like that. Then I can end with my rectangle being drawn. This line is parallel to the green axis. This is parallel to the red axis. Then this is parallel to the green. This is parallel to the red. And when I orbit by using this tool, it helps me view just to confirm that I've not drawn anything going upward. So there shouldn't be a line going up. It's just drawn between X and Y, which is red and green. Yeah, so yeah, that is one. Okay. Yeah, that is drawing lines and rectangle. Pardon?
Oh, this okay. Oh. This is like, are we drawing in a 3D view, or this is how it is?
We're drawing in 3D view, but we've not drawn anything going up.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
that's why it's drawn down, like it's drawn down. But I can still change it to the plan
Yeah,
view.
that,
For
that's
plan view to look like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're not using the Z-axis.
Yeah, we've not yet used the Z axis. So you can see nothing is in
Oh,
the Z. Everything is
yeah,
on
yeah.
X and Y. Yeah. So that is drawing with a line. Yeah. Get where it starts from, make sure it is parallel to any of the axes. You draw. You can specify, you can start drawing. Yeah, so that is just single line. So I can get my selection tool and I come now. We're going to see how do you select. Yeah, filling is selection. Imagine I only want to select this edge. Maybe I want to delete it or to do anything with it. I could just come, click there. Those are called edges. The lines are called edges. Then in the middle, when you cross, if I draw and I don't cross, it won't form what I'm going to talk about. So this is not crossed. Yeah, this is not crossed. So you can see for it doesn't have a face like this. This is a face, this doesn't have because it's not crossed. So the face only comes when you've made the lines to cross, to make across the area or surface. Yeah, so this is a face, these are edges. Now, time reaches when you want to select maybe all the edges. You can select the first edge, press Ctrl and hold it, then you will see that plus sign. That plus sign, that one means you want to add another selection. So I hold, I select the edge, I select another edge, I select another edge. That is if I only want to select edges without selecting the face. But if I want to select the edges including the face, I just double click in the face. When I double click in the face, you can see also the edges are selected. Or if I single click, it will only be the face. But when I double click, it will be the face and the edges. Yeah. So that is selection. Selection by clicking. Then there's this. I can draw this rectangle just like in AutoCAD or any other software. Starting from here, I draw this. This is like a selection. If I draw from left to right, from right to left, like here, it's going to select everything that rectangle touches. But if I draw from left to right, like from this side, you see when the area is drawn with full, not dotted. This is drawn with dotted. This is drawn with full. So you realize that here I just could just do this and edges and face are selected. But here even if I draw something bigger like that, it's non-selecting. So you may wonder why isn't it selecting? So this it will only select something that is fully covered in that rectangle. So if I draw like this, it's only going to select one edge because it's the one which is fully covered. Others are not. So you can see that edge is selected. I could do this only one edge. But if I was to do this, anything that gets touched, even if by a small margin, will be taken. Yeah, you need both. You will see different situations. You need both. Yeah, you can select there. Yeah, there, there. Yeah, so that is selection. Okay, so let's see, how do you draw rectangles now? So I'm going to go away with this has been drawn in lines. So let's draw with a rectangle. You have a rectangle tool here. So when I select the rectangle tool, here rectangle, I need to first select where it's going to be drawn first. Yeah, where is it going to start? Then as I'm expanding, you can see at the dimensions there are two dimensions because a rectangle takes on length and width. So the length will be depends on the axis you're drawing. But if you're drawing in this, I'm going to show you how you can draw in other axes. If you're drawing in X and Y, to start with X. So if I say my X is 5 meters, comma, and my Y is 2 meters, I press enter. This is how it will be like. This is the 5 meters, which is on X. Then the 2 meters are on Y. Now, when I'm bringing the rectangle, it has a color to it, to that. So that is blue. So when it is blue, it means that the rectangle is going to be drawn in other axes other than blue. So you can only see its face when you are on the blue axis. This is what I mean. If I draw this, you realize that when I'm on red axis, I can't see the face of the rectangle, even when I'm on green. But when I'm on blue axis, like if my camera is on blue, which is this, that's when I'll only be able to see the face. So when you see this color, it can also be changed by the arrows that I talked about on the keyboard. If I press the right one, it's going to make it red. So it doesn't expect dimensions in red because the face of the rectangle will only be viewed when you're on the red axis. So what it expects is the Y and Z. So if I try to draw this, I'm going to orbit a bit. You can see obviously it is in Y and Z, like here. Yeah, you see that? This is the Y, this, then the Z is this. So I can only see its face if I turn to the red axis like that. But if I'm on Z, let's say my camera is coming from Z, I can't see anything or even Y, but the dimensions are drawn there, the length and width. Yeah. When you replay later on and practice it, it will become clearer that this is the opposite of a line. If you're drawing a line and the color it turns to, it's just parallel to that axis. So this is parallel to the red axis, this is parallel to the green, this is parallel to the red, and this is parallel to the green. Yeah, but if I'm drawing a rectangle, the color I'm looking at, if it has blue, it means that that rectangle is going to be drawn, but the dimensions will not be under blue axis. They are going to be in the other two axes. The length and width are going to be in the other two axes, which are red and green for that matter, for this one. If I change it with a arrow, it means that the dimensions are not going to be in the red axis. So they are going to be in green and blue.
Blue.
Yeah, if I change it to, and you can just orbit around to have a clear view as a drone.
What do you touch to change it?
Pardon?
Like what do you type to change the color of
I use
the
the
cursor?
arrows on the keyboard, those four arrows. When I use right, it
Ah,
changes. When I use one facing left, it changes. The upper one is for blue.
oh,
Yeah, like that.
okay.
And you just tap once. Yeah.
On the keyboard, right?
Yeah, on the
Not on the
keyboard.
mouse.
No, 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 no. There are four
Yeah,
arrows on the
okay.
keyboard, one facing up,
Yeah,
another
yeah,
one
yeah.
facing down.
Right,
Yeah,
left,
those.
up and down.
Yes, those are the ones that we use. Okay, so then I can select these and delete them. Yeah. So you're going to see one last thing of how to draw. That is a circle. So then you're going to need to draw these like multiple times for you to get used to it. Then we have drawing circles. I'll draw a circle. I'll select the circle. The first thing I need to do is to select the center of the circle. Then I can draw. I can be going away. So when I go away, what I need to specify is the radius, as you're seeing here. But you see, when I draw away, the edges are looking sharp, right? It's not smooth. So
It's
why?
not smooth, yeah.
Yeah, it turns out that circles are not, they are not real circles as we think. Their edges are straight, just that the points are very close to each other. So when what I'm trying to mean that all circles are polygons, but polygons of very many sides, in that with your eye, you see as if it is round, but yet it is not. It's a polygon. So we can modify this how? The first time I get circle tool, here it is asking me the sides. How many sides? Yet I'm drawing a circle. So if I say the sides are only, let's say 12, then I press enter. You see that even the preview changes to show you that it's going to be sharp. Then I get the center, I start drawing. So this is 12 sides. So if I give it a bigger radius, becomes so obvious. But if the radius is small, it will look a bit smooth. You get?
Mm.
Yeah, but in the process, you can increase the number of sides. How? Before you confirm the radius, you can press Ctrl plus on the keyboard. So it adds one more side. So you see now it is showing 13. Control plus adds another one. So I keep on adding, the edges become smooth, like there. Yeah, control plus adds the sides. Then control minus reduces the sides. Control minus. And you can see them reducing, and they can reduce up to 3. So you see now those are 6, those are 5, those are 4, those are 3. If I do more than that, it will tell me the curve segments must range between 3 and 999. Yeah, because it can't do a crossed face with just 2 lines. That's why it starts from 3. Yeah. But you can see this is a circle still. When I press Control plus, adds 4 sides. Control plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the more sides, the more smooth it becomes. Yeah. And the last sides you use are the sides which are going to be used on the next circle you draw until you change. Yeah. So that means now this looks smooth to the human eye, but when you try to, like when the radius is too big and you try to go cross, you can see that it's not as smooth as everyone thinks. So here you can specify the radius that I want a circle of radius of 1.5 meters. Like that, that is a circle of radius 1.5 meters. I can say you get circle. If I want it to be drawn, that has been drawn down. If I want it to be drawn like vertically, I can change with the arrows like the way we are doing like here. So this has been drawn here. If I want it to be drawn this other side, still I can change the arrows and this is facing here. Yeah, so those are circles. Let's repeat them just once again. You get the circle tool, it will ask you how many sides. You can change, you can see now it is starting from 87 because that's where we stopped. Yeah, so can click where it's going to start drawing. In case I want to reduce or add sides, I could press Control minus to reduce on the sides, or I can press Control plus. So keep on pressing it, Control minus, Control minus, Control minus. Then in the background, the sides will be changing. Now you can see they are 23 and it has started being not to show that it is not round enough like that. If you want to increase, Control plus, like that. Yeah, when you feel contented, that's when you type in the radius. Even if you don't type in, you can just confirm me and say the current radius is what I'm going with, then you just confirm like that. Still, selection is the same. When I select here, I get the edge. When I click this, I get the face. When I double click, I get the face and the edge, the edges. Yeah, so that is drawing circles. It is similar to polygons here because polygon circle has behaved like a polygon. So when I get polygon, it will still ask me how many sides. Then I draw to ask me for the radius. So the radius is asking for is the radius of the would have been a circle around it. I don't know if you can see those dotted lines.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is the circle. It's called an inscribed radius. The circle that runs on top of that polygon. So if let's say I draw a circle of radius 2 meters, I'm going to draw a polygon, but it's going to pick from the center of the circle, which is around here. In order for me to get the center of the circle, I can pass the cursor here. You don't click, just pass it anywhere at the edge, then it will tell you the end point and you are able to go to it. This is the center. Remember the radius is 2 meters, so if I don't increase the size and I say also my polygon has a radius of 2 meters, you can see it fits that circle. So the dotted lines at that would have been a circle. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's
Mm.
how you draw them. You can change the color, draw them this side. You can change the color, draw them this side. Yeah. So yeah, that is drawing. If you get those right, drawing those shapes, because from there we can easily create like 3D from them. It's very easy. Create 3D from them. Shall just be selecting faces. Yeah, but we cannot start 3D if you don't. You have first be covenant with a 2D. Those ones that we've covered. Yeah, just a recap. You go into right click, come here and tick large tool set. So that it gives this. After that, you delete the default object which you'll find there. Then after that, to navigate with a mouse, you have the orbit tool. This helps you to change the viewing angle. Then you have the pan tool that helps with panning, which is more like moving your drawing area. To draw a line, get the line tool, which is this one. Click, get the first point, make sure it is parallel to any of the axes. Then you can type in the dimension of your line, or you can just click to confirm. Yeah, that is line. Then we have rectangle, which is this. Yeah, make sure the color that's what you need. That's where I need to draw it. Then you can specify the starting point and show the direction of where it is going. Then you can type in the dimension by and separate them with a comma, like 1 meter, comma 2 meters. Or you can just click to confirm whichever is there. Use this. Yeah, draw it there. Then for the circle, you're going to need to draw. Get circle tool, then you need to first decide. You can first decide the sides. After you select, before you start drawing, you need to change the sides in case you have to. So you may say them it's going to be of side 12, 20%. Like we say, don't bring the cursor here, just start typing.
Just
Click in
typing.
the middle. Yeah. Then in the middle, as you're drawing before you confirm radius, you can add more sides or reduce on the side. Like that. Then after that, you confirm the radius. By typing or just clicking and the radius will be confirmed. And mainly those are the drawing, the line, the rectangle, and the circle. We have arcs, but we don't use them so much. So those are like the main drawing tools that we have in SketchUp. And they are the ones that help us come up with very complicated drawings because we start by drawing either line or rectangle and we just modify that. Yeah. Any question?
Not so far. I guess I will have to practice.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, we're going to end here. Then within like less than 10 minutes, the recording will be ready and I will have uploaded it. I share with you. You can go through
Yeah,
as you
anyway.
practice. Then when we
No
meet
problem.
next time, you can first showcase me what you done.
Oh, all right. That's you can send my WhatsApp number.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right.
Have a
Thank you.
nice weekend.
You too.